that's about focus. I think you see me do it enough before dropping something, something's falling, and I'm just like, ah, and I reach and grab it. Somebody saw me do that, like last week, something went shh, and I looked at it and I said, "Rrr." Picked it up before it hit the floor, and he's like, people get so excited about that, but that's just the zone. That's what they call a zone in emergent, what they call latent aspects of our humanity. I call them emerging. This stuff's all coming too. All these things we've got that we've forgotten because we were told Santa Claus wasn't real. You just see something happening and you go pew, throw away all the distracting factors. That bird in the distance, you don't hear it anymore. That car, that silhouette, that shadow, that movement, that stuff, that catches your attention when you don't know you're paying attention. There's nothing that tells me any more than that we are animals. We are paying attention to everything around us. We haven't reached the point yet where we believe we're safe. Leichentrager Zuvacha. That's German. I learned that from Vonnegut, reading Kurt Vonnegut, a book called Mother Night. In there, he says, Leichentrager Zuvacha. What's that mean? Corpse carriers to the watchtower. I learned that from reading that book. Ein Bier bitte. 1 beer, please. 2 Bier bitte. 2 beers, please. I learned that from being in Germany. Yeah. Ein Männlein steht im Walde ganz still und stumm. Learned that from reading Hannibal Rising. One little man stood in the forest, completely quiet and calm. Gesundheit ist besser als Krankheit. Gesundheit ist besser als Krankheit. Good health is better than sickness. I just learned that out of a translation book. Leichentrager Zuvacha. Corpse carriers to the watchtower. I learned that from reading Mother Night by Kurt Vonnegut, wherein he was an American who was living in Germany at the time of World War II. And he was a radio announcer. And he worked with the US government. And they would send him scripted things or codes. There was a code that went on that every part of his statements on the radio to the Germans supporting the German side of World War II, supporting Hitler, just vehement. His speeches were all that way. But he would have words in certain places that they decoded messages from behind the lines. He was an American patriot working as a guy that was a reporter, a newsman, a radio DJ. And the thing is, after the war was over, all he kept running into were people that supported him and believed in the war because of the things he said. And he's like, I didn't mean those things. I was sharing information. I was helping win this war against you. And still you fight this war because of the things I said. Oh, what a letdown. What a letdown. To not be recognized for the great things you've achieved. And we talk about gatekeepers. They teach you in Communications 101 at Michigan State. Maybe 100, it might have been called 101, it doesn't matter. Gatekeepers, gatekeeping, they're sharing the information that the side of the people they're working for or with want to be shared. So that whether you're watching MSNBC or Fox News or CNN or One America News, OAN, these things are things these people are saying to hold their job. Yet you take somebody like this fucker Carlton, that guy, and books have just come out. He comes from a newspaper family. They know how they gotta say things if they want to keep their job. And you hear stories in the past about this stuff. These gatekeepers, they are touted by the politicians. They're lured into all of their little functions, and they're told they're the elite also. They're the singer. They're the front man in the band. And they have been heard saying, these fucking people, the chattel, you know, us, they're better than us, they say, because they're told they're better than us. And so it doesn't matter which side of it you're on, you know, you're still doing it. And this fucker Carlton, whatever his name is, he's been outed in some book or something as being a guy that just says things. He knows it's not true. He's doing things for his own means, and he believes in his means, and he believes that if he says these things, it doesn't make him look bad. But it's just like the Batman thing. Even though he doesn't agree with these things he's saying, he's going crazy about it, and he's making crazy people out of it. People who might just be people are watching, and they get a little bit crazy because of the things he says. He's like the Batman. It's not about how you feel things should be. It's about how you act upon them, you know. You have to remember, every one of these people sharing information with you is got an underlying line of reasoning